Alright guys, so before we can start putting pencil to paper, we got to start talking about how you see things, alright? So this is going to be key for how you learn to simplify complex objects. We want to be able to simplify them down into simple shapes, right? Complex objects, simple shapes. But we have a bit of a problem, and the problem is our brain, right? We got the eyes, and now we have this brain problem, okay? So let me explain. There's this element of our brain. It's connected to our eyes, obviously, and it kind of starts taking over in times when we don't want it to. Let's take a look at a candle example, all right? So the brain, looking at a candle, if you're using your brain, you might first notice the lid, right? It's a circle, right? Obviously, a candle lid is a circle. And you may notice that the surrounding band around it has a curve to it, and that the bands are different sizes. Now, this is the brain working really hard to figure out why something is, why it exists, and how it can create a symbol out of it. Now, on the other hand, if you look at it more right with your eyes, you can see that it's an oval. Actually, if you really look at it from your point of view, it's an oval, and it sees that there's some pretty colors, and that the forms and the lines are curvaceous and appealing. So the brain knows it's a circle, but the eyes can see that it's an oval. So why is this? Why is this happening? Well, basically, the brain loves symbols. It doesn't have to process symbols, right? It just knows, just by looking at it really quickly, it can categorize it, and it can categorize the world around it. Think about driving, right? So you're driving down the street. There's a red octagon. Obviously, your brain's going to say, stop, right? Really quickly. And it loves this because it doesn't have to constantly be looking around. It has symbols available to it that prevents it from getting into trouble. Think about writing, right? So think about the word flower. With just 5 or 6, how many letters are in flower? F-L-O-W-E-R. So 6 letters, 6 symbols, let's say, can explain a very complex little object, right? And the brain loves writing. I mean, think about how many things we can just summarize within just a few little digits, right? Little symbols. It's an amazing thing. Maybe you're driving down the road, you look outside, you see a tree. Well, the tree wants to quickly just symbolize the tree and just say, okay, this is just a simple cartoony tree, rather than looking at it and noticing every little leaf. It comes up with this picture in your mind, and you probably don't even notice it half the time. So in summary, guys, the brain, it loves symbols, right? So we can't let it take over. If we completely rely on these symbols, we're going to come up with very cartoony, flat images, versus we actually look at what's in front of us, and we can decide then, if we just look, we can decide on what needs detail, what could be a little bit more symbolized. And that's a really nice balance to understand, and that's part of building your style. It's what would be nice. Do I have to draw every single leaf, or can I just make a nice little bunch that has the right shape? And that's part of the symbol balance. Okay, that's an example. So to each his own there, but just know that if you start getting cartoony looks, then your brain's taking over. Okay. So that's it, guys. Draw what you see, not what you think you see. I'm going to leave you with that.